Musk did it. He officially purchased Twitter. He is the sole owner, I believe sole owner. I guess I don't know all the details of the deal, but Musk owns Twitter now, and he's declared that he's going to make it kind of the premier free speech platform. In addition to that, CNN Plus continues to just be the worst failure in streaming history. On both fronts, just amazing wins for free speech, both in not letting left-wing disinformation get out there and also in allowing, we're finally, it seems like, going to get a place where there can be a true exchange of ideas in social media. So, yeah, this Musk news began early today. I think it was like 5 a.m. in the morning. We started hearing reports that Twitter's board had changed its mind. They were really antagonistic towards Musk during this entire process, but once they found out he had acquired $46 billion, they started changing their tune a bit. They're like, maybe it's time for us to stop swimming against the current on this one. So all day, we've just kind of been anxiously awaiting the news that, the purchase is official. And then finally, just not too long, probably 2-ish hours ago, it was announced Twitter and Musk had reached a deal. Twitter actually agreed to Musk's first offer. He said, this is my first and final offer. And everyone was saying, oh, well, he'll have to, he's just saying things. He'll have to go back and up it. But no, they accepted his first and final offer. I mean, it's a huge win for free speech, right, Grant?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's interesting they accepted his offer, but, when it's the richest man in the world and he's like a pretty good negotiator, I'm sure. So it's a little different than, you're trying to negotiate the price of a car or a house or something like that. I mean, this guy, we're talking about billions of dollars. So
yes. Well, the world's richest man now.
Yeah. So it's, when he makes an offer, he says, this is my final offer. Like, maybe that really would have been his final offer. I don't know what he would have done if he didn't take it. But, it's very interesting that they decided to change their mind. It seems like it was kind of abrupt. But like you said, I think it's definitely a great thing for free speech.
Yes.
I think we have to be careful thinking about it as a great thing. I mean, it is a great thing for Republicans in the sense that it's for free speech. But it's not as if a right winger has taken over Twitter. I don't think Elon Musk is like a usual conservative in the way that you would think of it, but I think that he loves free speech, and that is in itself a conservative value. So I think in that sense, it's very important.
Yeah, I mean, you'd probably describe him as center-right. He's not a full-on conservative. Probably has a lot of libertarian positions on things. He's certainly, although his companies have benefited greatly from big government and kind of a lot of the democratic policies that tend to favor large corporations over small businesses, although he's benefited from that, he's constantly spoke out kind of against the excesses of big government. And throughout all of this, he's maintained that Twitter does a very poor job of maintaining kind of a free speech public town square. And that's, one of his biggest goals is to create that, to kind of create, we're all communication now happens on the internet, on social media, and we haven't really had a great place where we can freely exchange those ideas in that space. And now that's what he's attempting to do. Musk put out a statement shortly after it was announced that he had acquired the company, and he said the following: free speech is the bedrock of a functioning democracy, and Twitter is the digital town square where matters vital to the future of humanity are debated. I also want to make Twitter better than ever by enhancing the product with new features. And here's the big part, guys. Making the algorithms open source to increase trust, defeating the spam bots, and authenticating all humans. Twitter has tremendous potential. I look forward to working with the company and the community of users to unlock it. And so the reason that algorithms part, so he wants to make all algorithms open source. And, a lot of our viewers might be wondering, okay, what does that even mean? Well, Twitter has repeatedly, and this has been led off by kind of the Twitter board that, who knows how much influence they're going to have going forward, if they will even be with the company going forward. But, a big part of Twitter for some time now has been, okay, how do we censor misinformation and disinformation? which basically just means how do we censor conservative opinions and highlight liberal opinions? You know, if it's a conspiracy theory about the 2020 election, that gets removed from Twitter. If it's a conspiracy theory about the 2016 election and Russian collusion, that is not censored from Twitter. And so,
or if it's not a conspiracy theory, that's 100% a true theory about like a laptop of somebody who's
and places like Twitter keeping the story about the laptop from being promoted on their platform. That's sort of how you rig an election. But regardless, you know, they've been very lopsided with their censorship. And Twitter has said, well, it's just all about the algorithms. You know, we make an algorithm and it's designed at finding misinformation and eliminating and censoring it. But they haven't told us what those algorithms are. They haven't made them public. When Elon Musk says he's going to make them open source, that's essentially what that means. You know, we'll be able to see, you know, if your post gets censored, if you get shadow banned, you know, if you're supposed to get a certain amount of traffic and all of a sudden, wait, nobody's viewing my tweet. Why is that? You know, if it's in an algorithm, there will be 100% transparency according to Musk.